are the 3 habits that made you a millionaire at 23?
Learning to say no. No to girls, no to parties, no to plus 18 videos, because those things, they really distracted me a lot. And I had to learn how to control myself. Number 2, I love to fail. I have failed at almost every single thing in my life. And only the lessons that I've learned are worth billions and not millions. And number 3 is going to the gym and taking care of my health, because it's health first, wealth, love, and then happiness.
You know, man, there's a lot to be learned from this video that this guy said, man. First thing he said is saying no. You know, he said to parties, to girls, and to above 18 plus content. And honestly, man, there's a lot more you could be saying no to. Why? Because by saying no to certain things, you're saying yes to yourself. For example, like loaning out money, saying no to some potential customers for your business, or you could just be saying no to drugs. Saying no is a very, very powerful tool. The second thing he said, man, learning to fail. Guys, you learn most of anything in your life by failing. Let me give you an example, man. The most important things you learn as a toddler is how to walk and talk. But a baby falls down how many times? And when a baby starts learning to talk, it starts off as goo goo gaga before you actually start getting some words out. But the one thing is, the baby is unconscious of the fact that he is failing, yet he keeps trying. As adults, we are understanding that we fail and we have these expectations. And on the top of that, other people have expectations of us. And we start letting that get to us. We start saying, oh, since I failed, I'm not good enough. Since I'm not failed, maybe I can't be this person. When in fact, the thing about failing is that you learn most. And the one crazy thing that he said most is that he believes health, wealth, love, and happiness. Honestly, I've heard this many times in my business career, you know, health, wealth, love, and happiness. If you haven't, you will as you start your business career. But the one thing I would change, or that I've changed about this in my life, is instead of saying health, wealth, love, and happiness, I say health, wealth, love, and righteousness, guys, because it's very important that when you're in business, you're doing the right thing, guys. Integrity and dignity play a big part into who you are, and you can sleep better at night knowing that you provide a well-serviced business to all potential customers.
Do you want to be the first millionaire in your family? Here are my 3 best tips to help you achieve it. Number 1, start investing early and often. And don't listen to the fake gurus that tell you need 20 to 50 grand to get started. That's just bullshit. Find a way to save $50 to $100 a week starting out and let compounding do the rest. And number 2, you have to change your mindset. When you get money, rather than thinking about what can I buy, think about how can I invest it. And number 3, swap out 3 time sucks, you know what they are, and use that time to learn 2 new skill sets. If you do this for 3 to 6 months, you can easily add 2 more income streams and you'll be on your way. All right, so we have the plan. Let's go.
This is what I would like to call wise words from an older man. This man said, guys, you need to start investing early. And he said, start investing with what you can. You don't need $50,000 to $100,000. You can start with $50 to $100 a week. But guys, even if it's $100 a month, just remember, $12.50 every week is $50 a month. $25 a week is $100 a month that you can be investing. And even if you take losses, guys, you are learning. Remember that learning is always important. Another thing that he said, man, was we need to change our mindsets. You know, when an average person gets paid, the first thing they think of is, man, what can I buy? Or the first thing they think of is, how can I pay my bills? Or when what bills can I pay? But he said, man, think about how you can invest, guys. One of the major important rules that you need to learn is to pay yourself first, whether that's putting money into some type of saving account or to an investment. Because every rich person knows, or most wealthy people will know and understand that your investments are how you pay for your lifestyle. For example, you have an active job. That a job is active income. You invest active income into passive income businesses like real estate or things like that, and then take money from passive income to provide for a lifestyle that you want, or potentially to another business to create another layer and then provide for a lifestyle that you want. But it's very important to think, how can you invest? Because once you start changing your mindset, how can you invest? Those things will eventually turn around and benefit you for a lifestyle that you can pay for. And then he said, guys, you need to take out 3 time sucks. So what 3 things are you doing? Whether it's gaming, whether it's smoking weed, whether it's going out partying, whether it's watching movies, whatever. And you need to start learning to new skills. For me, I'm learning the forex trading, and I'm learning how to I'm learning the Spanish language more often. Two things that I'm fairly good at that I want to become experts in, and I'm gonna be able to leverage all my businesses with a brand new market. Why? Because every business that I get, I can take that money, invest it into a forex account, and potentially grow that money. You know, through my forex business, and on top of that, all the business that I create, whether it's photography or whether it's trash company or whatever, I can take and I can leverage through a whole new clientele of Spanish people because I know the language. You guys can do the same.
I'll make $400 in 30 minutes as a vending business owner. After I load up my products at home and drive to the location, I unload the truck and drag my product wagon into the business. Then the magic happens when I get to refill my machines. An empty machine means money has been made, so refills mean I'm making money. But there may be some hiccups that come along with this. Like this location told me they were getting 2 Powerades at a time, so I had to add a different shem to the vending machine to help with that. I also added a new drink to the machine and had to change the price. So be sure to always secure the bag and never leave any money on the table. Now let's get into the numbers. This week, the drink machine made $263.40 and the snack machine made $152.75. I refill these 2 machines weekly, and this week I was in and out of the location in about 30 minutes. $400 for 30 minutes of work can't be beat.
Man, I love to see young guys winning. Shout out to this guy right here, man. He has a vending machine business. And I just want to say, man, I know you guys are looking to get rid of that 9-to-5 life, man. If this is something that you're interested in, you should definitely look into it, man. One thing I want to point out for this guys, though, is the accessories, man. This guy has a product wagon. I know it goes unnoticed and it's a small detail, but I'm for sure that he wouldn't have it. It wasn't very efficient. He can get all his products and carrying those cases in and out using that wagon. Guy seems very, very organized. One thing that stood out to me, though, is he knows his business, his machines, and he knows that they're in a good location. He has reliable business partners, or the people that allow them to share their space for his machines. Why? Because the owner said, man, look, you got 2 of those that are being dropped out of a certain area. Well, the owners aren't responsible for those machines. I'm sure he pays a flat fee for him to use their location. So for them to say that to him, man, I'm sure they appreciate his business and he appreciate their business. So those are good, reliable business partners. 2 drinks being dropped. He knows how to maintenance his machines. He said he had to replace the shem in the machine. Most people like, oh, I need to just drop it off, refill, dip out, go home. You know what I'm saying? He understands how the machine works and how to fix it if there's a manufacturing issue. That's very important. Okay, he checks the price of his drinks before he leaves and also changes the price on a new product that he's looking to put into the machine. Okay, he said $260 a week from the snacks and $150 from the drinks for $400 per week. Guys, that's $1,200 extra a month. Assuming that he's just at a flat rate that the machine itself has already been paid for, man, that's profit every single week. 30 minutes of work plus driving time and, the cost of the shem accessory or other things like that, like gas. But I'm pretty sure this man is extremely profitable, and I'm so proud of this young guy, man. Hopefully he's taking his profits and reinvesting in other locations, but by the way he was talking, I'm assuming he has more than one. Man, I just want you guys to really take notes and apply this to your life.
5 things about finance you weren't taught in school.
That you're not supposed to save your money in the bank. Banks are not meant for storage, they're meant for transactions, for paying your bills, your rent. They don't give you any interest, so why are you saving money in the bank? Side note, the bank don't even save their money in the bank. What compounding interest is? Compounding interest is just interest on top of interest. And the average American is getting flat interest. What the rule of 72 is? All you do is take the number 72 and you divide it into any rate of return, and that's going to tell you how long it takes to double your money. Most people have this used against them, but you can use it to your benefit. What the 10-20 rule is? The 10 represents 10 times your monthly expenses saved up for emergencies, and the 20 represents 20 times your annual salary to retire. What the 50-30-20 rule is? The goal should be to live within 50% of your monthly income. 30% should go toward enjoyment and lifestyle, and then 20% should go towards saving and investing. Now that you know what those 5 things are, there's no reason why you should fail.
Oh, man, right here is another example of wise words from an older man, man. This guy breaks down things that I haven't even heard for like the 10-20 rule and the 50-30-20 rule. So I definitely want to do some more research and, start applying that to my life. But, man, the first thing that he said was, man, do not put your money in a bank. Banks are made for transactions, not money storage. And then he says, side note, banks don't even save their money in the bank. Guys, I know I learned one thing in my early financial career, that the banks aren't putting your money in a glass safe waiting for you to come and grab it. Like, this is your money. This is so-and-so's money. Don't touch it until he's ready for it. No, they're investing your money. So they're using your money to invest and giving you a 0% interest or 0.01% interest, basically pennies on hundreds of dollars. You're not going to be able to grow your money like that. And then he also said sometime later in the video that, most people are getting flat rates. He also said compound interest. Compound interest is very important. So what I did is I looked up the definition for you. So let's read it. Compound interest is the interest you earn on interest. That can be illustrated by using basic math. If you have $100 and it earns 5% interest each year, you'll have $105 at the end of the first year. And at the end of the second year, you'll have $110.25. And guys, I know this doesn't seem like much on the lower end, but on the higher end, just imagine if you got hundreds of thousands of dollars and you get an extra $25, extra $250, or even an extra $2,500. That money starts to add up and it starts to work in your favor. But the main thing is that you need to know is that you don't touch this money. This is invested money. So it doesn't work if you keep pulling out of it. The rule of 72. And I want you guys to pay close attention to this chart that I have here. The definition goes, the rule of 72 is a simple way to determine how long an investment will take to double, given a fixed annual rate of interest, by dividing 72 by the annual rate of return. Investors obtain a rough estimate on how many years it will take for the initial investment to duplicate itself. And once again, this all assumes it's not touched. So looking at this chart right here, you can see that your interest by years is 1.5%. So for the first column, if you divide 1.5 into 72, you get 48. So by year zero, let's say you had a $10,000 initial investment. It would take 48 years for that $10,000 to turn into $48,000. The same goes for the 3% amount. 3% into 72 is 24. So it takes 24 years for that money to double. So in 48 years, you'll have 40,000. For 6%, the money doubles every 12 years for a total of 160,000 at 48 years. But for 12%, the money doubles every 6 years. So you'll notice that you have over $2.5 million at the end of those 48 years. Guys, I want you to do yourselves a favor. Go to your bank account and call them and ask them what your percentage rate is. I bet it's less than 0.5%, meaning your money will never double in your lifetime. And the last two are some that I'm actually not that knowledgeable on, but that simply made a lot of sense and something I'm definitely looking forward to get more information on. The 10-20 rule, 10% of your monthly expenses for emergencies in case you lose a job or your business stops performing or a recession happens. Anything can happen. I know that for sure. But 20% of your annual salary to retire on. That way you can live off the interest. And if you're making $200,000 a year, well, times 10, you need about $4 million. Times 20, you need about $4 million to be able to retire on. And then the other rule was the 50-30-20 rule. And he says 50% of your monthly income towards bills and things like that. 30% goes to enjoyment and lifestyle. And then 20% into saving and investing. And here's the hack with that 30% for enjoyment and lifestyle. If you enjoy your business, you can scale, you can double build. It will actually make a lot of sense for you.